Hi, I'm Annie Botticelli, and welcome to my January 2020 horoscope report for Pisces. It is my intention with this video to give you the things I think will most help you to understand the energies of the month of January, plus information about some things leading up to this month and that could be relevant for after this time. When we know that, let's say you're a grandparent, and if you know that the grandkids are coming, you take up the valuable things, you put up the white rugs, right? Throw rugs. And that means you can have a more enjoyable visit. And that is the same approach that I use with astrology. I put these videos out early so that you can understand what's coming so that you can best prepare for it and use everything in the best way to have the best experience. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about is that this month is chock full of Capricorn energy still. I talked about this in December because it was also occurring then. Of this massive Capricorn party, some of these planets have been there for a while. Pluto, Saturn, okay, they're still there. But what's noteworthy about this is that the sun's going to join them, Mercury's going to join them, and they're joining each other. And that only happens once every 34 years when they come together. Now, it's going to be way more than that for when they come together in Capricorn. So this is a very rare and unusual event. It happens in the second week, around the 12th to 13th of January. And this energy, is a mixed bag. This whole month is a mixed bag because there's about the same amount of sweet aspects as there are challenging ones. And in general, the polarity that we look at with Capricorn, on the lower levels of Capricorn, it can be depressive, it can be heavy, it can bring somber, serious, life-changing, long-term affecting news. But the higher end of it is that it can crystallize dreams into reality. And it can either plant the seeds for your future, for your dreams to come true in the future, or it can gel things that you've done in the past to come in now, this month, at this time. So, anywhere in the Capricorn spectrum is fair game for manifestation. We just don't know how that's going to come in. So what's very relevant about this for Pisces is that all of these aspects in Capricorn, all of these planets moving through Capricorn kiss your placements. They make 60-degree angles. Okay, so 60-degree angles are one of the most harmonious angles in all of astrology. And so everything in astrology is math. How something affects something else is mathematical. It has a relationship mathematically, and some of those are sweet aspects and some of those are challenging aspects. So when you have a lot of potential mischief or awesomeness happening in the stars, if those aspects are also going to make a nice angle to your placement, it increases the odds of either a silver lining, or that the manifestations are going to be positive, or that you're going to, have an easier time than you might if it weren't making this angle. Okay, so we've got the lunar eclipse is happening on January 10th, okay? And this is of special significance for everybody, but especially for Pisces because it's in a fellow water sign, okay? So just to give a quick background on this eclipse. This is the second of the two major eclipses. The first was at the end of December. It was a solar eclipse in Capricorn around the 26th, depending on your time zone, it could be a little different. So I go into crazy amounts of depth with eclipses because they're so relevant and they take place over this course of time of a cycle, and there's so much information to give. So I'm going to give you some things that are relevant right now, but in order to do like a really comprehensive job, look for my video called January Eclipse Report for Pisces, and that will talk about this eclipse in a huge way with massive amount of detail so that you can see where in the chart it's coming for you, what that might look like, what kinds of things I've seen come from those placements. All right, so you can also look at on my channel, Annie Botticelli. It will be in my Pisces playlist, okay, where I have just everything relevant for this period of time, lots of good stuff for you there. If you want to understand the December eclipse, and believe me, even though we're talking about January, this is still relevant because astronomically an eclipse happens one day. Astrologically, there's this cycle happening before and after. So the eclipse that happened at the end of December is very much a huge theme in January and beyond as well. So in order to see how that's showing up for you, look at my Pisces, my November 2019 horoscope report. In that one, I go into this December eclipse. The reason why I did that a month early is because you often see the results early of that. So definitely check out those two things. But what we're going to talk about here is this angle that this eclipse is making. Okay, so I'm using what we call the early degree chart, which is those of you at the beginning, but please hear me. Sometimes I have questions about this because I use the early degree chart and people say, well, what about me? I'm in a different area of the sign. Unless I otherwise differentiate out, I'm speaking to all of you. And if there's something that's going to be a little different depending on where you're at in the sign, I'll let you know. So Cancer energy is in a 120 degree angle with Pisces, okay? I told you earlier about that 60 degree energy that the Capricorn planets were making for you. Well, I said that was one of the best aspects in astrology. The other best and even better aspect in astrology is the 120 degree angle, which is called a trine. This eclipse is making that angle with Pisces placements. So you're going to get kisses from this. So it's more likely to be positive for you. That's just the best way I can say, and that's not going to be 100% because everyone has different factors going on in their chart that we can't calculate in the general transits. But there are multiple factors, as I've listed here, that make the odds of this eclipse manifestation more positive. The third thing that I wanted to talk about that's relevant specifically for Pisces has to do with Venus. Okay, so in this chart running here at the beginning of, this chart is run at the beginning of January, but as January progresses, Venus is going to get into Pisces, okay? So between the latter part, like middle part, I guess it's going to be a little bit, yeah, around the middle part of January through the first week of February, Venus is going to kiss all of your placements. So whether you're at the beginning of the sign, the middle of the sign, the end of the sign, somewhere in this late January, early February time, Venus is going to kiss your placement. If you haven't watched my videos before, I will give you a brief description of how I liken Venus to my grandma Marge. Okay, my grandma Marge would always pop a meatball in my mouth. She'd give me money. She'd give me compliments, right? She's just so sweet. She'd grab me, hug me. And that's what Venus does. So what you can see from this during that time frame that I talked about has to do with, just blessings bestowed upon you, feelings of good yumminess, wonderful things in love, wonderful things in money, because Venus rules love and money. This can also have to do with self-esteem, so boosts of self-esteem or feelings of confidence. Because of these feelings of confidence and because of the planets moving direct here for a little longer, once we get in the beginning of February, that wall of retrogrades that takes over the whole rest of 2020 is going to start factoring in. So January is this last month where you can make these big decisions, take these big actions, do your big launches where you don't have any interference from the personal planets being retrograde. Okay, so that coupled with Venus giving you more confidence, giving you that little extra boost you might need to do something crazy, do something big, speak up for yourself, ask for a raise, launch a business, speak your truth in a relationship. All of those things are better supported at this time because of these multiple things that I'm talking about. Now, the last thing that I want to mention that is has some specific things for Pisces is Mars moving into Sagittarius. Okay, so the energy of Mars is how we use our energy. So when Mars had been moving through Scorpio, it was very positive in a lot of ways for Pisces because it was going through a water sign. We just talked about that. So you might have found over recent months that you've had more ambition, more inspiration, less getting tripped up over emotional things and more being able to really take some action. And now that Mars is going to get into Sagittarius, this is still a great time for action, but what's important about it, I'm just going to draw a little diagram here because I think the visual helps. this is very cool. Okay, so the energy of Pisces is mutable, so it moves in a spiral. And because it's a feminine or passive energy, it moves in a downward, down and in spiral. Okay, so that's the energy of Pisces. So that's why sometimes you could be a little scattered all over the place, you know, emotionally or with your projects and things like that, because the energy of Pisces is in this spiral. And it goes down and in, you know, it's internal, it's private, it's more quiet. Then you bring in the energy of Sag with this Mars placement, and it's a spiral too, it's mutable, and it goes up, an upward spiral. So there is a clash between these because something's going this way, something's going that way, and it can be a little bit challenging, a little bit incoherent, a little bit overstimulating is the big thing that happens. But in a lot of ways, like if you merge these, you can see that the point or the chance for balance is really present. So you might feel overstimulated, but you might also be able to have this optimistic Sagittarius energy uplift you. Okay, this is a second factor of uplifting and having more confidence. Uplift you to be able to know the truth of who you are, know the awesomeness of who you are, and to do something with that. So I really love this energy for that. And by the way, if you love all of these little details and drawings and things that I do, you will love my course on becoming a professional astrologer. I give you absolutely everything that you need, from admin things to how to read every kind of chart, how to do a kick-ass reading every time. You can see that on my website, anniehelpsyou.com. But in any case, I'm a teacher, in case you haven't seen that. So I like to use visuals, and I like to really help you understand why things are going to happen, not just what. So anyway, back to this profile for Pisces for this month. Overall, I think it's overwhelmingly positive because of the factors that I listed. You are going to have to deal with a little overwhelm, a little overstimulation. You will definitely have the chance for more inspiration and more ambition and confidence, and the kind of fire burning to be able to do things. And it's the perfect month to do things. So it's a perfect combination. The eclipse is in a sweet aspect. Venus is kissing your sign. Capricorn could bring some somber themes and some, you know, major life-changing events from these eclipses. But it is definitely more likely that this will be positive for Pisces. So if you want to have more information on astrology, if you love astrology, love my style, I have so many more free resources for you. If you go to anniehelpsyou.com, you can check out this Becoming a Professional Astrologer course. You can check out my Secrets of Six-Figure Consultant course. You can check out my reading called Clearing Karma and Living in Your Purpose, all at anniehelpsyou.com. But what's also there from the free perspective is my 28-day virtual coaching program called Shine. You can get it free when you sign up for my email newsletter at anniehelpsyou.com. I have tons of very in-depth blogs at anniehelpsyou.com. If you want written horoscopes by me, you can go to cozybysweetstarlight.com, and these links are also underneath the video. So if you missed it, cozybysweetstarlight.com has written horoscopes. It has lifestyle, healthy lifestyle blogs, gluten-free recipes, yummy drinks. We have like sustainable living. I've got a wonderful blog on astrology for wellness, where I have how to maximize the sun moving through each sign. I'm starting a new series called Herbal Teas for each sign, and also to use those when the sun is in each sign. So I have just a massive amount of things that are free for you to utilize, and you can see my other services at AnnieHelpsYou too, AnnieHelpsYou.com as well. So I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.